Hello again, friends, and welcome to a little bit grey and hazy Kennedy. What is the local time? You know what? I don't actually know. Let's just look it up. It's 2:15 in the afternoon, so what's that? GMT -4. Cool. And local -5. So here we are, Terminal 7. Might have been a bad choice if we have to go all the way around to 13 right. I'm not quite sure what runway's in use, and there doesn't appear to be anybody online, which is good, so we can't get shouted at for wanting to supersonic across the USA. But we are off to San Francisco, and I think New York to San Francisco would probably be a relatively realistic route, to be honest. The movie stars from LA. San Francisco's got a hell of a lot of money in tech and stuff out there. So New York to San Francisco. The route is pretty much Great Circle with a few VORs in between just to stop me from getting bored. We are going to do a self-vectored departure. We're going to hit a little bit of the airways after the Kennedy 5. We're going to head to, which VOR is this? No, that's not Stillwater VOR. Which one is this? Labels are pretty bad on here. Sparta, Sax. Then to COATE, TALLI. And this takes us along one of the Victor Airways, I think. I have no idea why they got two of them on there. Anyway, back to Wilkes-Barre. And Wilkes-Barre is the point we're going to accelerate, so hopefully we will be at height by then. And then we pretty much follow one of the Victor Airways to Williamsport, although I haven't filed for that. I've filed the Victor till there at 260 if we need it, although the Victor stops at 18, so it would technically be a high, but whatever. And then we are INS Great Circle tracks all the way. We are going to just to the south of Canadian airspace, over the lakes, over Chicago, and then out again, pretty much Great Circle track all the way. So that is our route. This is us. I've loaded the aeroplane with a zero fuel weight of 90.5 tons. We've got just under 71 tons of fuel, 15 minutes for taxi. And our en route time should be just under 3 hours, and this is a 6-hour flight, subsonic, so a lot quicker, which is great. So, without further ado, let's jump in. There's a bit of traffic over there. I don't know what's going on with the layout here with this scenery. I forget which scenery this is, but somebody's pushing back into a building. Whatever. Maybe it's FS 2020. Here we are, back in Concorde, cold and dark. And I'll grab the checklist in a moment, but I'm online. Hey 10K, I hope you got a real name. I've seen your comments, I just haven't had a chance to reply, so maybe I'll type that up during the cruise. But thanks for the sub, and welcome aboard. I had a look at on the Discord for Concorde, and other people have been moaning about the controllability as well, and I think they've tweaked something with 11.2. I don't know if there's anything I can do to get it back, because it handles like a pig. So I'm glad to say that it's not just me that is experiencing that. We should have ground power, so what I'm going to do, I think, just to speed everything up, is get the systems on. Don't want the nose coming down. So that'll get everything up and ready, which is a bit of a cheat, but we just want to get going. So turn up all the lights. Anti-collision can come off, nav lights can stay on. So that's all the lights so we can see. Gotta do the other side just because it looks weird otherwise. There we go, that'll do. Obviously, we need to set these back to standby. let's just double check computers are on, and down here we'll set 2000 and turn everything off. It's a bit irritating that it does that. There you go, so that's pretty much the key one set. Trim I can set back to neutral. I will call you Paddy then. I don't know if that's your real name or not, but welcome Paddy. Thanks for joining. So, let's have a look. Like I said, DC Center, what's MTL? Let's have a look. So if we were going to dollars, they'd be online. Chicago's online now. They may tell us to slow down, and that would be a shame. Atlanta is online. He doesn't look too busy. He's got 4 aeroplanes in his center, so if he does ask us to slow, we can always take it. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Paddy, I wasn't sure if you would give me a fake name just with the if you like. You can call me whatever you like. So, yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. Don't know what MTL is. MTL. Oh, Montreal. No, Toronto. I assume that is Montreal, and that's a big old sector. So, let's get the weather. Dot METAR, JFK. That is giving us 130 at 7, so we will go off 13 right, because that makes sense to me. In 6 miles, in BR is Brume, French for mist, few at 300 feet, broken at 6, so the ceiling's 6. This is going to be fun. The altimeter 3026, as you can see from here, quite low. Whoa. Does it really go that far? I very much doubt it. Interesting. There you go, 3026, because Kennedy is pretty low. I think that's 3026. Yes, it is. So, I'm going to set 10-1, and 2.6 is our initial. So we'll see how we get with that. I'll set 250 initially on the auto throttle. We have got noise abatement on takeoff, but like I say, the dynamics are sketchy at best. There was mootings that it was something to do with active sky, but I don't believe that because before we had it and it was fine. So, like I said, don't believe it. So, Paddy, I have a real-world PPL. I have a good few hundred hours gliding instruction. So, yeah, I've done a little bit of real-world stuff. And this just keeps my brain thinking in 4 dimensions. And Concorde makes you think in the 4th dimension even quicker. Which makes it good fun, especially with COVID, not being able to go anywhere and not being able to do any real flying. So, let's have a look at the Kennedy 5 departure. So, I think it's just going to be straight ahead, 13 right, which gives us a runway heading of 134. So we'll pop that on. Any of the nav aids for departure, of course I should be doing the position and getting the IRS aligned. Why don't I do that now before I start mucking about doing anything else? There's position, we can get it on standby. We are on stand, I say 6 or 7. And of course it doesn't say, so I think parking gates, yeah, this is stand 6. Still haven't found a takeoff distance calculator. Landing airport, landing limitations. Yeah, there's definitely nothing on here. Planned takeoff weight 161 tons. Beast. So, we've got to have the charts for this. Terminal 7, number 6. Position 0, position, keyword entry. So, stand 6 is north 40, 391. And west 73470. Go. That is us. So the brake is set, not moving anywhere. We've loaded, so we're not going to move. We can start the alignment. Oh no, I'll tell you what, let's go back to standby on here. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what the best way to do this is. It'd be nice if SIVA was integrated. It'd be also nice if you could get rid of that panel and just have that one, but hey ho, beggars and choosers. And of course we've got to get rid of that stuttering, so 3 can go on, the other one. And there they are, all aligning. Happy, so we can go around to track system, not in nav mode, precision 9, currently 9, aiming for 5. So we'll do the waypoints in a bit. And of course, they're not our nav arrivals and departures, but we've got a few waypoints to put in. So that'll take a little bit of time. No different to setting up the FMC though, just a bit more old school. So we're not going to go to ship. So the departures simply climb on assigned heading. So we'll climb away on a runway heading. So it's a nice easy departure. I was hoping for a Canarsie departure with a direct to Canarsie. So I'm just going to simply put in the excuse me, the Sparta VOR. And I'm thinking, seeing as we're to the south, we'll probably take off and we'll do the long way round, go down round to the right, maybe something like 5 miles, straight ahead, then we'll go out to the right, accelerate so that the turn radius is a bit longer, do the long way round to Sparta. So we need 1159, which we've got set for DME from JFK. And 1157 is SAX, the Sparta VOR. There we go, 42 DME, so it's picking up the DME, of course it's not going to pick up anything else, and we'll pretty much go straight into it now, south. So I think we're going to want to be something like 330 inbound. That's just me eyeballing it from the chart, so that might not be correct. And I really don't think we need anything else. What's the 253 for? Oh, okay, that's a radio for the Breezy Point climb. Where am I from? Yes, if you can't tell from the accent, Petty, I am from the UK. I'm not going to make any assertions as to where you're from, buddy. You can tell me yourself if you so choose. But it is a big old worldwide community, the flight sim, varying different levels, varying different abilities, but all with an interest in aviation. Cool. Well, welcome. It's certainly nice to be doing some flying in the daytime, since it's getting dark so early now, which is a real shame. I'll probably get back in the Zevo at some point as well, but I enjoy the speed. If anybody else is watching, say hi, because it says there's 2 people. I'm going to say that's a record, but... So, let's grab my flight plan and start putting in some of the waypoints. They're the bit that take the time, so there it is. So, waypoint 1 is the Sparta VOR, and I think I've added about 15 miles circuit out on this, which is probably going to work out. No, it probably won't. We'll see how we get on. Needed to estimate something. So Sparta VOR is north 41041, west 7423. Then we're going to COATE, which is only 8 miles away from that. We probably don't actually need to put it in because I think it's pretty much in line with the next point that we're going to. 300, 300, yes it is, so we don't technically need to put it in, but whatever. That is north 41082 and west 74417. Battery light lit up, great. Waypoint 3 is north 41190, west 75067. Waypoint 4 is north 41164, west 75414. Waypoint 5 41203, 7665. Waypoint 6 is north 41310, west 81098. And I got these printed out, so I'm just literally reading off the Concorde OFP, which is pretty difficult to read, although I think a SimBrief would give you potentially the lat longs, but maybe not in the format that you need, which is 5 and 7. So waypoint 7 north 4146. Whoa. Let's clear that one. 41461. West 86191. Waypoint 8 north 41225, west 98212. And waypoint 9 40040, west 107555. There we go, and that's us done for the time being. So we can get rid of keyboard entry. There we go. Nav is starting to come down, so once that gets to 5 you can start using it, but let it crack on. P3D, I used it very briefly because it didn't run particularly well, and that was probably back in 2014, 2015, when I wanted to get back into flying the 7.3 with PMDG. And I then didn't bother with it because it was pretty poor at that stage. I think it was like version 3. So yeah, I wasn't keen, and once I wanted to start getting back into real flying, I got X-Plane instead, and I've still got a couple more days worth of FS 2020, but not sold on it, and I'm not going to be purchasing that full time. I'm just on the Xbox subscription at the moment. So fuel flows, let's set those while we're here. Let's get rid of Siva. Why is it a bit dark here? Is it the clouds? Whatever. Oh, you can change that. So fuel flow is 20.7. And this is actually for the flight engineer, for the takeoff, looking at those. 20.3. Okay, we'll go 2. Yeah, it's a shame. You'd think PMDG would do X-Plane. I think they used to do a couple for X-Plane, but I guess the market just wasn't there. And once people start investing a lot of money, they will stick with a sim come hell or high water. So 3028, I've got 3026, so departure radius has changed a little bit. We can set those bugs, but they are incredibly high, and the airplane is handling particularly. So we may cut the reheat too early. I don't know if it's just engines are too powerful or what. So we are going to be subsonic until LVZ, and then we are going to accelerate. Is it ground distance? I don't think there's much point setting the pitch index, which is giving us initially 13.1, which sounds sort of reasonable, but that's just not going to work. The airplane will accelerate, so I go afterburner straight off. Hentrick, hello. Philip Seaver, yes, yes I am. That is what is up on screen here. I have it mapped to Control C. That is what we have got here. Just because I think it's a better representation than the one here. These work, but I think the from and to are out, and that was just a bit confusing. So got it. I think I got it in sale, and I like it. Apart from the stuttering, which I'm sure somebody clever will work out. Anyway, that's us on nav. Waypoints, we can go distance time because that's the most useful bit, the time bit, especially when we're planning our descent, of course. So I think that's us pretty much good. So I'm not going to do the safety checklist. Got a load of drawing to do, ground power, equipment bay cooling. Those should already all be on. Perhaps I should learn how to do this panel scan, to be honest. Ooh, good question. I think it just goes into the normal plugins folder of X-Plane. I think. Are all the drain masks on? Yes. INSs are done. Transponders stand by. Don't think we can test it. I can't use my radio panel, so that's taking up. It's wasting a bit of space on my desk. So, DV windows are shut. Control inverters, well, all these on. T-stalls on. RADs both set to RAD. Transfer switches are all main. QNH submitted set. Nav radios we talked about and have set. Transponder we don't have a code, so we've set it. Can't do anything for this really, so I've set that up as much as we can go. We will accelerate to 280 for the initial, well, just after the initial takeoff and initial climb. Brakes we can't check, I don't think, the emergency. Nav lights are on. Throttle masters. It says main out, and I think these were possibly cycled. So I'm going to have to find out about that. On. Nav lights, ground, yellow, yellow, checkout off. Fuel heaters, they are all on auto. Engine reset valves are all shut. Secondary air doors, they're all on auto. Batteries on. Okay, 737 circuits. Yeah, I've definitely done a few with ATC on just because I enjoy the challenge. And I'll probably need to get my hand back into the Zebo mod. So that might be a good thing to do, because when you haven't flown it for a while, it's good to get back into doing some circuits. But I promise that they are. There are some. You might have to do a search for them, but obviously VATSIM can be a bit. What am I saying? Temperamental with ATC coverage, can't it? So the INS on page 5 of the checklist. Yes, ASI bugs, pitch index, reheat placard. I don't think I can do those. Do those bugs. Your flow's set. Can't do the P7. Can't do the clock. Can't do the TL. Well, can do the TLAs, but can't see them, so it doesn't matter. Seatbelt sign is on, and the emergency need to go to ARM, which you'd think they'd already done. Load sheet we don't have. Well, I've loaded the aeroplane. Start clearance we need. Door lights all off. I'm going to do the master recall check now. No, that's not it. Wait, that's the test rather than recall, isn't it? So, interestingly, I don't know if you guys know, where is the recall on it? I've got light test, cancel, inhibit. Master warning, recall, WS panel. Well, there's the light test. I'm going to try and figure out where. That's probably a light thing, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to have to try and figure out where the recall is. I would have thought it would have been up here. Weird. Yeah, there's definitely some. You might have to search through, and they might not be that clear if they're circuits. I should probably make the titles a bit better. Apologies in advance. So, anti-collision can go on, throttles are idle, feed pumps are all on. Light deck door shut and locked anyway, and so it's just now about getting set up for the push. Actually, one thing we do have to do, this is the irritating thing with the door lights not working. Let's go and shut those. So we can get better pushback lined up.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
So we'll get connected first. I'll double check the weather again. Still 130 at 7, so no change there. Let's get active sky up. 130 at 7, that hasn't changed either. Grand. So is our trusty tug driver. So get the anti-coals on and we start getting started. So the thing we are not doing is 1228.
All right,
set.
looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Transmit 1215. Receive on that too. Kennedy traffic, Speedbird Concorde 613, heavy stand 6, terminal 7, engine start, Kennedy traffic. I'll try and remember to say it twice for the Yanks. So, engine set to high. We don't need to do the
Kennedy traffic,
debo.
Delta 2536.
So,
we start taxi from the stand terminal 1, stand 8, and we're going to use runway 13 right. We're taxiing for Papa.
So, engine start. Go, pretty easy to get them going. 12% fuel on. So something down there should change to read MI, I think. Start pump yellow light. I honestly don't even know where that is. But yeah, that should change. So there's still a lot of captions and annunciators in here, but it's nice to be able to have the machine. There you go, there's the engine accelerating. Oh, that's interesting. So actually you do set the debo starts to debo for everything and you switch it to normal after HP opens. So again, that's really interesting. Seems pretty counterintuitive. Debo switch should extinguish, start pump yellow should come on. So yeah. Okay, let's at that point I think we can disconnect those. Not that it appears to make much difference in this. So why don't we try doing it properly. The light isn't going to come on. 12%. switch to normal as well. It seems a bit unnecessary, doesn't it? But there must be a reason. There's a lot of lights that really don't light up for the start. Just like, you know, doors. I have a feeling the sounds are a bit quieter as well. So we going to...
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
We're going to push back and we're going to be on the inner taxi. Follow that all the way around. Vulkan is 11.5 X-plane, which is the new thing to make everything work better. It's the new graphics API, replaces OpenGL.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
And then we're probably going to do a left onto Alpha and follow it all the way around. Kennedy traffic, speedboat Concorde heavy, 613 is pushing back terminal 7, stand 6 to face east.
Here comes the pushback.
So there we go. So hydraulics. They are all on. I don't think they should be. The brake fans can go on. Push back, we are pushing back. Released. Push back, we are going. So bleed air. Maybe you would start both off the ground. That's interesting. So bleed airs, they're all open.
Kennedy traffic from Delta 2536. We line up runway 13 right via Papa Charlie and take off. Runway 13
So
right.
one thing you will find, Pat, is if you could run it before, even if it wasn't great, it would definitely be better now. So give it a go and your PC might actually be fine. So all I'd say is don't waste money if you don't need to. Give it a go first. So let's get number 4 started. Bit late there. Yeah, give it a go, is all I can say. You've got nothing to lose. If you need to buy a new PC, you'll need to buy a new PC, but the performance improvement should be significant. And the next updates are going to be focused around better CPU core utilization. And you can see here that with my specs, the CPU is limiting here. It's the bigger number, giving us 30 odd frames in New York with weather. The clouds are what actually hampers it more. And my GPU is getting much better utilized, so it should help all round. If you're really CPU limited, it's probably not going to make as much difference as you hoped, but if you've got nothing to base it off of, then you haven't really got anything to be disappointed about. So I can say, mate, let's just give it a go. So let's start up engine number 1.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Victor Alpha, yeah, cool, so I know where we are. We can do any one of these turns and then take Alpha all the way out. So we have started that. HP valves we done, started 1. So confirm. Bleed valves open. Bleeds shut. Condition valves are all on. I think like some of these should definitely light up for the start and everything. Pushback check complete. After start, nose wheel will check. Flight controls, well we can do that from here, can't we?
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All free and correct. Checked. It actually tells you how to do it. Reset for elevons and everything else. Meant to then check for switching to green. We can't do any of that, I don't think. AP1 you should engage, it should go on and then off, and then you should hear the audio. Trim was one thing I haven't set. Just have a look at the takeoff card. Not that it's going to make much difference with the aeroplane handling as it is at the moment. Trim. It's 2.5 again. There. Stab feel, they are all engaged. All are on. Engine anti-ice not required because we need less than 1,000 and lower than +3, so neither of those. Idle switches over here can go to low. Door warnings tested. I've done that but it doesn't work. Speed pumps on. Hydraulics all on. Electrics, again they're on and I don't think we can do much more than that. Clear the grounds. The after start. So, I'm pretty sure this is meant to go to flyover at some point. Maybe it isn't. I'll leave it in normal. So, taxi checks. Visor to 5. Landing lights will pop on as we get going. Actually, Solid will do it now, so I don't forget. Brakes checked. Flight instruments will check. Can't do any of the anti-skids or anything, I don't think. Trim's also set. CG we can't do. Kennedy traffic, speedboat Concorde 613, heavy taxiing, runway 13 left via Victor Alpha and Alpha, full length to hold at Papa Foxtrot, Kennedy traffic. So, CG still set to ground, so let's
fuel trim 2, takeoff.
Get that done. There's no recall or anything to check. Victor Alpha, so we'll go left, second left, immediate right, just to get out of the way. I don't think we're on Alpha. Oh, maybe we are. Maybe this apron is not particularly well drawn, because the apron is definitely separate. Oh yeah, we are on Alpha. Okay, not bad, we are on Alpha and we'll crack on. So we were blocking the taxiway. So different New York approach is on. I don't know if we'll speak to him, but I'll tune it just in case. 208. So we can switch that nice and easy. Yes, it would be just 2 clicks, but it's easy to just do that 1 click. So engines, take off, auto ignition on, auto throttle on. So you're meant to switch through those and then go back to where you were. Do that because it's not modelled. Drain masts on, those are in climb. Static heaters on. Control schedule, can we set that? Turn to flyover for noise abatement, normal if anti-noise abatement. So we'll go to flyover because we are technically doing noise abatement. And 88% is set. So we're just following this taxiway all the way around. Pretty long taxi. I will set that to about 3,000. Actually, let's see how we get on. And even the nose steering is actually really twitchy. From what I saw on the Discord, they said they'd adjusted the controls, or at least the control response, not the ones that we can change, but they'd made adjustments that, there we are on Alpha. Black letter A tells us the taxiway you're on. To make the aeroplane seem heavier, which I think Concorde was a very well-handling aeroplane. Certainly barrel roll it. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to continue on Alpha. Kilo should be a slight kink to the left, and we should get to a runway before then. So LaGuardia is online. Do a little speed. Big old airport, Kennedy, and not the most ideal of... Oh wait, we could have taken a shortcut. If we'd pushed the other way, we could have gone around Bravo and done it right. Okay, that would have saved a bit of the time. I'd have probably got lost though, so never mind. So I'm actually going to set 26. And I think we'll be better at 280 rather than 250. Obviously to do the noise abatement properly, which did seem to work before this update. 100 seconds, the airplane seemed to behave a bit better. So you'd wait until 1 minute 40 down here on the reheat timer stopwatch. So this should be Alpha going around to the right. You can see a stop bar ahead, which we're not going to crack, and you can see the taxiway sign there to the left telling us to go right, which we will do. Crossing Juliet is the next one. Golden rule, never cross a lit stop bar. And you can certainly see those clouds there. Today where I was, the clouds were looking across the sky at about 300 feet. Oh no, I tell a lie, 900 I think was, yeah, some few clouds at 900 today. Look on the radar, see who out. DC at JFK, looks like it's got some ATC. It says the approach, but it isn't, because it doesn't cover us, I don't think. Yeah. So, air conditioning checked, set, low pressure protection switch. I don't think I can do that. Fuel consumed. Got remaining. I don't even know where the consumed indicator is. I assume that's on the FE's panel. You got the total contents. The old what have we eaten? So if we cross feeds where we've done all those. Load of engineers checks. Oh, there's even a reverse check. I'm going to do that overheat tank. We can't do trim tanks. That's the engineer's job, which is managed in this. So back to the chart. There should be a kink in the taxiway. Oh, we're going to go via Alpha and then Quebec. So straight on it, Quebec. The air pumps, we got to do those. No DS switch for anything else, just 10 and 11. Takeoff switch, takeoff CG. There isn't a switch that operates this. I mean, there is a switch, but it doesn't do anything. The position is good, 53. Transfer pumps as required, that's the engineer's job. Taxi checklist done. I do use Navigraph, Paddy, it's a really good product. I do have other charts. Oh yeah, this guy's not talking, is he? That I can use that are free, but Navigraph is just such a great product, and of course you get the data, it's ideal. I really don't want to wait for this guy. So, where is the end of the runway? Looks like it's down here. And you can see the windsocks are accurately modelled. They do work, which is useful. This guy going. Or triple. So let's 3 pushes. Yeah, Navigraph's good, and you do get a discount if you sign up for annual and then renew it. So I think we're getting down to the end. Upper Bravo. Oh, they may have renamed these. I don't want to miss the runway, so I am going to cheat. Oh, okay, we've got loads going all the way down here. But yeah, they've got the data, and it's well worth it for that, especially if you fly online, you really need it. And if you want to fly and operate realistically, you do need the charts, and therefore you do need the data, so Navigraph have really got you. But it links with SimBrief, and it's got a good iPad app. So it really does the job, if you ask me. And yes, it's money, and yes, you know, people have varying means, but I think it's money well spent if you're really into it as a hobby. And you want to get sort of the best learning experience out of it. And of course, flying on VATSIM does help. So landing lights not required. Transponder, let's pop him on. Oh, I should have had that one anyway, but it's easy to get out of the steps of the flow when you are no ATC. You put that on before you push. So that's the end of the runway. You can see the taxi markings change. That shouldn't say 3-1 left because it's 1-3 right. It's right at the end. Right, brake set. Willow lights off, master recall. Now it says recall inhibit, which is interesting. And inhibit should be amber, but they are red, which is interesting. So Is that a lights test or is that a recall button? I'm going to have to do some more digging, like I say. The brake fans, that's interesting. They go off now. So takeoff monitor, you arm. Oh, I tell you what, I think there's some down here. Reheats are on, so they should have been off at that point. Pitch index checked, brake fans off. Brake overload should be black, but can't do that. And then that's it. So arm the takeoff monitor. Cool, so here's traffic. Speedbird Concorde 613 heavy lining up, taking off runway 13 right. Kennedy 5 departure, Kennedy traffic. Brakes off, we have announced. And I think what we are going to do is arm heading. We'll arm pitch hold. And I know that you don't do that in this. Okay, so we can't do the auto throttle on the ground, but we'll arm the flight director. It's going to be like 2009 takeoff. Checked the runways. But we have announced and nobody has spoken back. So I'm getting better at lining her up. He says whilst lining up terribly. So there we go, that's pretty much runway heading. Bring the aeroplane to a stop. Not going to set the parking brake, I'm just going to hold on the toe brakes. So we'll have pitch hold, we'll have track heading, and then we'll just got the speed to worry about. But for now, it's 2009.
3, 2, 1, now.
And we are rolling. Huge amount of rudder needed to keep the airplane straight.
Building. 100 knots.
Power set.
V1. Rotate.
There you go, she's not coming off the ground. It's terrible.
Positive climb.
Let's get
250
gear
knots.
up.
Gear coming up. 200.
There you go, that is
Gear up. Doors locked.
terrible. Whoa. Okay, let's go pitch hold, out choir. There you go, there's the airplane under control a bit more. And 250, we should have got the nose up. So we'll wait till 5 miles. They rolled.
Newer traffic goes to crossing runway 29.
3,000 feet.
So we are still not full power, so go pitch hold.
Auto throttle off.
Let's do our right hand turn.
Wrong fuel trim. Should I change it?
God, yes.
Fuel trim to flight.
Let's get the airplane turning round. There you go, good to see you, buddy. Not too bad, Concorde is being a handful and not playing by the rules. Shame. If there's any traffic about. Okay, good. May very well have to come around a bit more, so let's just get 3301. Go direct to the VOR once we get
10,000 feet.
closer. And we should be at about 300. Yeah, okay, so we're not too bad off there. So that eyeball that I had was not too bad. Lights can come off. So we want to get like 350 going on there. So gear up, and that should also go to off. The airplane is being real sluggish. Pardon. Recaller can't do, lights off, tracted. Nose visor up. Engine rating goes from takeoff to flight. There should be a climb light. Let's go direct to the VOR. So just pushing that in will track you towards it. You can see it wasn't far off. Okay, have.
knots.
Go. So prime the auto throttle ready for Mach hold at 0.95. Shooting up.
20,000 feet.
Of course we do want to get up cruise as fast as we can.
JFK traffic, anyone departing or landing at JFK?
Sounded pretty tragic. Don't know if it was a helicopter or what. So let's aim back Mach hold in a moment. I'll capture. Just bringing the power back a little bit there. 0.95.
Overspeed warning. Throttle back or climb.
Let's do IAS acquire and then Mach hold off of that, whilst also going up to 28. That was a bit messy. I don't know why it gave me 2.6. That was honestly what came up. I did think it was a bit odd, so 28 should be a bit better. Quick look outside. So we should be able to crack onto INS now. That's a bit keen. That wasn't too bad. 2 minutes to go, 18 miles. And then we should be 311 outbound. So we think it's going to be what, 17. So we could probably have actually gone supersonic from Sparta and cut off the airways section. Just wasn't quite sure. I suppose if we'd been going from any of the other runways, we might have got there a little bit quicker, and it might have been a bit of a rush. I don't know if the Concorde guys could do oh, they must have done from JFK direct straight climb, or if they did level off at 2.8 just to settle the aeroplane down. Anyway, it's going to be 1918 overhead SAX. The left turn. And then we are going to COATE. That's going to take 1 minute. Then we're off to TALLI, 22 miles. Double check on the map that we are going right. That wasn't a bad departure. There is COATE. We are heading towards it, even if my numbers don't match up on the true headings. No worries, Paddy. Thanks for joining in anyway. Hopefully the landing will be a good one. So we are subsonic until LVZ. So I'm going to come off the chart now and get back onto the en routes. You're going to follow this airway, so we're straight ahead to TALLI. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I look forward to it. 20 miles, 2.2 minutes. 22, no ATC still. Six, 1116 is the viewer we want. 285. Not that that's going to matter, but it's just got it there in my head. 285 outbound. 311 is what we should be tracking. Then 274. Whoa. There were the views. So we are off to TALLI. That's waypoint 3. And off to LVZ, so we will. Oh, and I tell you what I didn't do. 292. If the airplane corrects for that. Two people. Will transfer, that's not my job. Brake fans, well they're already off. Takeoff switch. Control schedule. So that's us overhead at 21. It's given us 3 minutes. 3 to 4. So that's a big old left turn. Off to LVZ and then 49 minutes to the next one, but we are going to be smashing through that. So still in climb, flight. In control schedule. I didn't even hear that move. That does look like it's set to normal. Seatbelt signs I think could go off. Taxi turn lights off. Of course they'd be off. Nozzle override, secondary nozzles. Fine. So we are going over a couple of waypoints. There's one, I think it's XH. It's interesting that we drifted off a little bit. We should be going straight along that point. Yeah, there's no difference there. So I wonder what that is. Maybe that's what the alert is, that we're ever so slightly off. Anyway, that's where we're going to start accelerating at the Wilkes-Barre VATSIM. Lots of VATSIMs in the States. Very uncommon in this country. Don't think there are any. And then we're going to be taking that towards FQM. Sport. What is 114? 6 miles to go, and then going up top. So I think we need a pitch index of something like that. Also a bit of a left turn followed by the right. It's 21.24. Do the sums as we get en route.
Auto throttle off.
So there we are, accelerating. Get those burners on.
feet. Mach 1 passed.
Now, is max climb going to give us what we need? Nope.
Throttle back or climb.
Okay, that was transitional, so got pretty close there. See, a bit twitchy. Let's have a look and see who is in our local bit of airspace. No one, Delta 280 behind us. Go. Canada somewhere. No, Buffalo. No, whatever. Nobody around. And we are accelerating nicely. So reheats are all on. So Mach 1. Engine anti-ice, all the other anti-ice can go off. Scan the static heaters. Nozzle override, can't do those. Takes at 1.3. So it's interesting that you have to not mix and match auto throttles and APs, which is different.
Mach 1.3. Ramp smoothing confirmed. Fuel status 60 tons.
There we are, cracking across the sky with a nice view. That's not too bad, we can see a bit of everything. Having done some reading, I believe in max climb the autopilot was very good and would keep it bang on for best efficiency. It's a bit closer today, but we did have that transient overspeed.
40,000 feet.
Can fly VFR into Lisbon. Sorry, buddy. Even in this, we wouldn't get there in time. The DAs go off, and the 6 and 8 right hand pumps go off. That's interesting. Thankfully it doesn't break anything in this, it's not that well modelled. I'm sure Colimata will do some sterling work though. You go 1.7. Super cruise we shall. So we were overhead, it's taken 50 miles to get to 1.7. Start estimating the time after the next one, because we are we're going 5.6, 10 miles outbound. Not really, because of course we are quite high, so that's slant range. Still a max climb. Chicago Centre's online and we are going to be heading over their way, so we'll see if they get upset. Oh, and he's the supervisor as well. Nah. I'll have to wait till we're in range. So let's have another look on chart. We've gone past Williamsport, so we are bound 5.6 CXR. 1, 2, 2.7, 160 bars. Yep.
50,000 feet.
Checked. So DAs can come off, that's not in the checklist. Oh, actually, I'm quite enjoying that. Let's go back to there, shall we? That was alright, wasn't it? If this was integrated into here, it'd be ideal, because then you can just sort of like look down.
Passing Mach 2.
Magic. Put that back to 350. Out of choir so we don't bust it. Tank transfer, engine flight rating at 500, it goes to, doesn't work, goes to cruise, flight takeoff, transonic done. Is that for the V? Alright. .4. Let's see when it goes to 6. Is it going to be 3940? So I'm going to do the sums in a minute. 2, 3. So we're a little bit slow. So we've still got a bit of climb to do. So that ready for later. Pitch index can be roughly around there. The 25 knots at this sort of speed though is going to be negligible for the speed distance time. So if we go for a 5-ish, if we are estimating 40 at CXR, got 232 miles to do, so 232 is going to be just over 12 minutes. Gives us 5.2, then we've got 5.40 to do. Which is 28 minutes. .442 is 23 minutes. 475, 25 minutes. And where did I say we were going to be deselling? At OAL. Oh well, so that really takes us pretty much there, because those legs are that bit longer. Okay, so I probably can't estimate for the controller what time we're going to be there, just because I haven't got the FIR boundaries as waypoints, and of course SimBrief would do that for you. Boston and Chicago, so Chicago's come up and I've asked him if he's happy, otherwise we will just disconnect through the airspace. You'd think, seeing as there's absolutely nobody else at this height, you'd think they'd like to just see us zip across. it's going to go offline. That's a shame. If he'd said yes and seen us zip through, I think that would have been fun. I imagine we... he didn't say anything about not allowing it. But I thought it was nice to ask. Can't really see much. Traffic-wise, there is literally zero about. He's offline. I don't know if any other guys can see. And it's quite all the way out, which is a bit of a shame, but I suppose it is. During the day, Boston, Canada. I don't know if there's any events going on. So, still going 5 to 6. 4-0 looks like bang on time. And our decel point is point number 1. So, got a good at least an hour. Hour and 10 supersonic. Let me know if there's a better view I can give, because I kind of want to keep this up without blocking the instruments too much. It's kind of nice when you could do that, but when the cloud cover reduces, it's also nice to see a bit of the ortho. And you can definitely tell that it's ortho. Anyway, that is us actually overhead at 3.9. Look at that angular bank. Start updating those points, but seeing as they are quite a way away, I don't have to do it just yet. We've got to go all the way through to waypoint 8 for the arrival, and then radio nav in. So this would be Cleveland Center, I believe, going through. We're pretty much going to go bang over the top of Cleveland. Miles, not many minutes. So we are going over Cleveland. Yeah, there's the airplane starting to stabilize and cruise climb. 56. So of course we are lighter than being fully fueled leaving Heathrow. So this is us. A pretty boring cruise, to be honest. I should familiarise myself. Up here a bit more, but that's us going over one of the lakes. I don't know which one. Gives you a bit of perspective, just how quick we're zipping across. There you go. With the moving map, it makes a real difference. Zip, 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 zip. See it ticking along. There we go, look. I've got the clock there set to GMT, bit of the panel. Probably the best I can do. The stupid UFO trail. So we're coming up to waypoints. We're 7 to 8, GIJ to OBH. Don't know what those VORs are, I'm not going to look them up just yet. 21:20, 19 minutes, makes sense. We are overtaking, they're going over Indianapolis, but American 302. And we are 3 times faster than they are. So they've got a ground speed of about 450. And of course we're doing 400 miles in 20 minutes, so 3 times quicker. Big old difference. Anyway, let's crack on with these waypoints, because we got to put some new ones in. And I should be able to pretty much run through almost all the way. So next waypoint 1 is north 38000. Oh no, it isn't. 38002. No. .38002. West. 17462. Oh, I can tick that one off. Waypoint is 37376. West 120575. Waypoint 3 is north 7365. 12174. Waypoint 4 373. I better check the other one. Two, 1, 7, 1. I'll run through all these and check. Waypoint 5 is 37330. Just 121375. Lastly, waypoint 6 is 3724. Still 121525. So 6 7330 121 375 7354 121 71 7365 21 74 1376 20575 8002 762. Good. So we can set that back to 6. And that's pretty much just 2 more to pop in. And that's including our arrival. Bound to SFO. And these are lots of little waypoints that are very close together, so we could actually just do it radio nav entirely, because these are only sort of like 15, 30, we're looking at 8 miles, 8 miles, 16 miles, 12 miles, 6 miles, so yeah, we could have just gone Modesto to Cedes and then, but whatever. If we were given a hold at any of these, we would probably struggle. So Cedes cross 11,000. And no heights on any of the others. So that'll take a little bit of planning. 3.6 we should be at once we've decelled. And we've got total distance 223, and then it's 70 miles from Modesto. So yeah, if you've got any questions, guys, feel free to ask. Otherwise, it's a relatively boring cruise, but hey, we are zipping across the states. I think we're just about coming out of... We're almost over Des Moines, which will take us over the border. United 1564 has just left O'Hare and is heading for Denver, Colorado, which is about halfway between the two. .302 in our dust. They're still due south of Chicago. And there's not really anyone coming our way, so SFO's online. Distant ground, that's a shame. Well, we can at least set the ATIS frequency of 11885. Does work. Eight arrivals. 2 from Heathrow. Only me from JFK. Someone from Miami. From Midway in a 738, yes, good old Midway. Like that airport. Southwest 1871. 4 hours 12 from Midway. I don't think we will catch them. About go. See what the ATIS is saying. Oh, sorry guys. Pull that back to where it was. Oh, I don't think you can, that's a shame. Anyway, Sacramento, which is our alternate, is online as well. Departure. A320 to JFK, en route time 4:50. And then inbounds. The guys are just going over northern Canada. Never understood that great circle as a kid. Much on the weather. Sky. Got Fox 661. Minneapolis St. Paul, Jeremy Duval. He is in a 752 at 37,000 feet, 531 over the ground. 7.5 is that a bit quicker, isn't it? Red Rock is his call sign. Speedbird 990 Papa. Brian Reed at LaGuardia. He's at 35,000. 506 over the ground in A320. They are quick little beasts, aren't they? So he should be to I guess I can't zoom out anymore. I don't get it. Get the X-plane map. Anyway, we ain't going to see those guys. But it's cool that they are there. Although Unicom's a bit rubbish, people really don't use it. Shame about that redraw. Hope it's on Lamina's list. Because of course it's not an active Sky issue, they can do things like that. So we are almost over waypoint 8, which is KR. Let's have a look at the en route chart. And we have pretty much gone straight across in that time the Minneapolis FIR. Be off into Denver in a minute. Oh no, I could be talking trash. BH. 728 OBH, yeah, no, we are 1148. There it is, 34 miles. Which is looking pretty much like our halfway point, to be honest. So about an hour and 11 minutes. Halfway. Pretty cool. So 19 overhead, or is it 20? Oh, not quite overhead, so that turn was a little bit late, so it is 20 overhead. 9 miles, I'm not quite sure about the slant range there. Oh, of course, it's 5,280 feet, statute miles. Nautical mile is how many feet?
40 tons.
6,076 feet, 0.386 inches, so 6,080 feet. So 10 nautical miles up. Which makes sense that we were displaying 9 nautical miles high. Of course, more like 11 statute miles. So, waypoint 7 we can put in, which is 7277 west 2159. That's actually our last waypoint, with SFO being waypoint 8, so pretty much leave it there. So, we should be crossing into and talking to Denver now. And our next waypoint is, again, almost pretty much going to be taking us all the way straight out of the FIR. There's some pretty high MSAs around here. 16.8 is the highest I can see. Pretty high. So we're going to Mika, KR Mika 152. And then once we get there, we are going to be on our way to Coldale of AL, Coldale of Bar, and about, I think we want to be subsonic there, because from Coldale it's 223 miles. I suppose we could go a little bit longer. We aim for Modesto. Modesto, I don't think we've really got enough distance there to then get down to 11. So we've got to cross CDs, Ceres at 11. Going to be at 3.6, it's 25,000 feet. 70 miles for that, so yeah, we need to be subsonic 36 at Coldale. Using that rule of 3, 25,000 feet, 75 miles. Which is pretty much Coldale. TALLI. Coldale is 223, so Modesto is 30 odd miles. Miles from Modesto, we want to start our way down. Probably could leave it a little bit higher. Anyway, that's the rough idea. So, like 9.95. Give it 100 miles to Coldale and see how we get on. And see what runways etc. they're using. Going to the north of Denver. Poor American 302 is only just passing St. Louis. We are states ahead. Albuquerque's on. This is open. Still only ground at SFO. We're going straight over the Tonopah VOR, where the test ranges are in Nevada. Or maybe they're not in Nevada. Anyway, that's looking pretty good. That definitely isn't default scenery, is it? Shame about the stutters, but looks good. Just need the weather to be a bit better. Need the lighting to be a bit better. But I am sure they are working on it. And if they can get streaming data for... I mean, I can't think what that would cost. You need the AI for it? Guess you do, to be honest. But I certainly think FS 2020 has set a benchmark for that. I think the Ortho could be a lot better. But, you know, do you really want to be feeding, you know, terabytes of data to people? Certainly have got a lot of Ortho. I would prefer to stream it. Even if it was optimized, you know, into X-Organizer, I put the FMS route. That just loads up the scenery I need. I'd even be happy to do that. That if you got higher quality for pre-planning the route so it could be optimized for you. I would prefer that. Still Ortho. Makes a real difference. There you go, you can see where it starts to switch off, I think. So to the north of us, going the other way, Denver to Minneapolis, St. Paul. That's nice. I like that, following the river. Oh, that one I don't see. November 725 Delta Sierra. I see SWA Southwest 1997 off to MSP. That's weird. Seeing that. Seeing him at all on VATScope, which is weird. Anyway, that guy southwest going the other way is obviously a 7.3. 515 over the ground, so he's got a bit of a tailwind. Everyone going westbound obviously has that disadvantage. Is this guy? Maybe he's on the ground. Yeah, there he is, on the ground. I didn't see him. This is the caravan, I think. And then Denver is going to be down to the south, into Denver. Maybe that tile is generating. Just a bit of a weird distance texture. Should be fixed tiles. Good. That's the sort of thing you gotta fix, but apart from that, like, it's only the occasional issues. And for something that's free and very good, in the most part. Shame where these tile boundaries join, that they're a bit squiffy. I guess that's the difference. Mesh between the ortho and not. And maybe it isn't, maybe it's just a bad join. Yeah, mountain's looking pretty good. Get a real scale of how fast you're going over the ground, or over land. Southwest 6632, Denver to Salt Lake City. 4, he's coming up to 40. Pretty much due south. Yep, there he is. Probably won't see him. I think that's another one that's on the ground. So Denver seems busy. It's only ground online, but there's a fair amount of traffic. Quite a few inbounds. So projectFLY is giving us a predicted arrival of 37 minutes. I don't think it will be because of course we've got to slow down and everything else. So we get 8 to 9, 223 go, 698, so 700 miles of the route left. Probably going to be a bit more than that with a bit of vectoring. So if we don't decel, it will take us 37 minutes. So like I said, 100 miles. Let's go 150, just play it safe. Don't want to end up too high. Should have sufficient fuel. Head 43 as predicted. To 1 OAL. So Colville is Coldale 77. And 114 6. Colville will pop up here. That is not what we want at the moment. indicated is giving us 363. So I assume we're getting true airspeed 447. Now, is that going from Ortho looking pretty dark to X-plane? By the looks of things, yes. Isn't really the end of the world. .737 out of Eugene to Las Vegas. Southwest that was behind us. No EET planned on that. It was a distance, but yeah, that's looking like sad old default X-plane textures, which are not terrible, but are 20,000 feet higher than everyone else. There's a 7.3 pound. Midway to San Francisco, 4 hours 12. Of course, that was a good hour away from JFK. Well, we're going to arrive before one of the Heathrow boys. 7-4. Bit of a shame. Must have taken all day. No fun in the long haul. So, start thinking about the arrival. Got 20 minutes. Well, let's see if we can do a continuous descent, why don't we? So if we do 70 miles from Modesto, 70 miles from Colville, why not just hoof it in, get the ATIS. Wind calm, 10 miles viz. Cav okay, 23 degrees, 2982. So we will want the longer. Actually, other runway's not clear, pretty much even. We'd prefer 11,000 feet of tarmac rather than the others. Yeah, they're a bit short. So 28 left would suit us. And it would keep the noise down as well. So 28 left or 28 right. And I'm pretty sure they do simultaneous approaches as well. So we are pretty much 10-15 minutes. Well, we're no more than 10 minutes out from top of descent. So no cloud to worry about, so I will set DH like that. So we haven't even quite reached 60,000. So it says here, warning and landing display checked. Push and hold. Observe AP light red, AT light red, land 2 and land 3, green, DH amber. Got some of them. Should possibly be amber. And audio warning. Safety out. What do we have? MSA 66. 93 over Modesto. 4.5 within 25 miles of the San Francisco VOR. And I think DME is... no, IMS DME is fine. don't believe it reads it's 1.9 at the threshold and 2 for the other one, so 2 miles we've got to subtract off that dislike that the Yanks don't bias the DME. ASIs, they're not set for landing yet. So TLA will be 218. And we'll see if at 360 we are mouse acquire. Vertical speed will automatically engage. So, no ATC, few arrivals. There's going to be a citation crossing us right to left. There he is. Currently at 41, so 18,000 feet below. So at D-cell we should open those recirc valves. Do they go back on at any point? Yes they do, for the approach. Again, not that I think it matters too much. Santa Monica's online, Los Angeles is online. Just tower for both of those, no centers. So I'm not going to do tank stuff. Green and blue pumps would go off. Fuel transfer would start going forwards. So we can't do that. So I think we'll go for 80 miles. So let's open up those valves. And we've got about 30 seconds to go. So, out hold. We'll go back to first detent. It's about there, isn't it? So, I'll hold.
Auto throttle off.
Auto throttle is off. And we're waiting for 360. So we'll prime out acquire at 360 and then IAS hold at 350. Go 350. Engine flight rating can go to climb. So Mach 1.5 set climb rating, already done that. And now we bring the throttles back even more. Yes, we are pitching down. Takes at 1.3. LA Center 1258, we're not going to be in their airspace, I don't think. No, we're just zipping to the north of them. Dropping like a stone. And we're just entering Oakland Center. Over Coldale is where we are with that marked right-hand turn. Bit of a line with the ortho. It's a shame because it does look really impressive out to the left, doesn't it? Oh, you can see the difference. how smooth the desert can be and sort of see the agricultural stuff, but it just isn't. They've got the land class data, but it just isn't quite good enough, is it? Anyway, this is looking pretty good. Give it a little power. There we go, Mach 1. We are back to subsonic. Back hold, 0.95. So it looks like we can do it in about 100 miles, to be honest, rather than 150. So pressurization have to be set. Static heaters can come on. Transparency. DISD mist on. Listed as visor on here. Throttle masters. Swap. And then look down here, make sure those aren't illuminated. That's it. Decel complete. I'd turn the demist off, it's a bit loud. So 1139. And then it'll just be inbound for the ILS. So any of the 28s are 284. That looks good. So Los Angeles, Seattle are online. So I think we'll start descending at the VOR. It might be a little bit tight. Yeah, okay. So about 35 miles before 2,000 feet. So I suppose we could do it a little bit later. Pitch for speed. Still check the weather. Zero 40 at 4, still light enough. 2979. So 040 at 4, is that going to increase? 60 degrees off. There's all the crosswind anyway. A little bit of a tailwind unless we go 0. It's alright. I don't want to talk about 10 left. Yeah, 60 degrees off. 30 degrees off, 1 left and 1 right. Are we going to stop in 8,500 feet? I don't think so. Probably should go for 10. So might as well load those charts up. At least we don't have to change arrivals or anything. So we can't do 10 left. Oh no, I can't do because they're all RNAV. Take us across the Golden Gate. So we're going to be on the 2.8s in for it. Two 8 left would do us. Not looking hazy out in the distance. Hazy or foggy. They haven't reset yet. could probably tighten this arrival up with a bit more practice. Get the decel a bit later. Although we are only doing half the speed now. So half is not as bad, but you see the fuel flow has gone up. $12 tons an hour. No, it's gone down. What am I talking about? But it's the penalty there is 20-25%, as you can see, because obviously you were doing 20-ish tons an hour at twice the speed, doing 12 tons. Half the speed. Yeah, 12. Oh, what I'm talking about, it's not 20 tons, is it? 4.1 in the cruise. Well, there's 15 to Modesto. So
Auto throttle off.
So I'll bring in the jet down. That was a little bit keen. I wanted something like 3,000. So, should we be changing? Only by a degree. So, 28 left, 109.55. To 84 set. So, do something a bit unconventional. Pop to rad on the right hand side because we want to intercept 236. Looks like the bay to me. So still 0404, slight tailwind, 2979. So CDs is 5, so we've missed that 11.
Caution. Fuel status 20 tons.
So for the approach, the recircs get shut. Control schedule goes to approach. Cross feeds should all be shut, which they are. ASI bugs still can't do. So 14 miles we should expect vectors. We are going to be high. Go down to 5. There's the airport. So why don't we head north a little bit?
Auto throttle off.
Just bleed some of the speed off. 109.55, 20 miles. Probably going to be a little bit tight. There is the airport. We've got downwind ILS turned off. San Francisco traffic, speedboat Concorde 613 is positioning 12 miles to the southeast, ILS 28 left.
San Francisco traffic, EVA 018 on left downwind runway 28 left, turning base 28 left at the Concorde site.
Miles, 3,000 feet. Are we gonna do it? Probably not. Five miles. Nah. San Francisco traffic, speedboat Concorde 613, missed approach, ILS 28 left. Gears up. So, missed is 275, 158. And of course those should have gone to takeoff. We'll go up to 5. Mist is 4. Soon as the MSA is 5, and we'll scoot round the bridge. Yeah, those turns didn't work, did they? We'd have been better off going to the VOR. I thought we went to the VOR. To the VOR and out. Anyway, let's head up the coast, go around the bridge and come back round.
San Francisco traffic, Viva 018 on 5 miles per hour, runway 28 left, fast call, San Francisco.
About 330 should do it. So we are visual. There's no reason why we can't. Drop down. Not sure how well the bridge is modelled in this. Badly is probably the answer. Well, I mean, the bridge should be beneath us. Oh, hello. That should be the bridge, but it wasn't. Never mind. So let's try the ILS for 28 right, 1117. Of course we could do that reference to the Oakland VOR. So 284. Unless I'm very much mistaken, Oakland should be out here to the left. There it is. we go, just double check we've got that correct, which we have. So I think we want 138. And that'll get us to Dumba. We really want C-pin, so something like 140. Didn't even know there was another airport over here. So many in the States. So down to 3, 140 should just about get us round. For the mist, 1000 for the descent. There's the localizer alive, 10 miles. So a little bit tight, so we'll go through the localizer. Under the glide slope, which is good. San Francisco traffic, speedboat Concorde 613 positioning, ILS 28 right, 13 miles. Oh, we're miles off. Should we go back for 28 left? So is that glide capture, or do we need to go vertical speed? Let's go vertical speed.
coming down. Auto throttle off.
Gear down. Auto throttle is not off. It's still on. Localizer capture.
Gear down. 4 greens. Auto throttle off.
We are well below the glide now. San Francisco traffic, Speedboat Concorde 613, established 28 left, 5 DME. And low. Been a bit of a mess today. Definitely need those controllers to help with the vectors. No capture. Fine, we'll do it the old way.
San Francisco traffic, Delta 42, pushback and start at gate 46.
God, whatever they've done, she's sluggish and horrible. Anyway, we just about rescued an approach from that.
Autopilot off.
Fuel trim 2, landing. Wrong fuel trim. Should I change it? 500 feet. 400 feet. 300. To reverser deploy. 200. 100. 50 feet. 40. 20. Contact.
Well, that didn't help, did it?
Reverser retracted.
Oh, everything is so sluggish. San Francisco traffic, Speedboat Concorde 613 vacated, 28 left. I have no idea where we're going to park. Shall we just go here?
Fuel trim
San
2.
Francisco traffic, Delta 42, taxiing to 1 right via Bravo, Mike 1, Alpha 1.
Wow, what a mess. Can't even get it on the gate. It's late, what can I say? I'm not even going to watch the landing from that. I think it was okay, but not perfect. Touchdown 183, yeah, I'll have that. Didn't quite bounce or anything, did it? So that'll do. How long was our flight? Block time 3:36, flight time 2 hours 40, so I don't think it was block time of 3:36. Don't quite know when that's measured from. Must be as soon as I start it running, I guess. But a flight time of 2 hours 40 is pretty darn good in my book. So guys, welcome to San Francisco. Hope you enjoyed the trip. It was a bit of a tragic mess. We ended up high with some delaying vectors that didn't quite work. But we made it nonetheless. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and we'll probably be off to Hawaii. So Till then,
Delta 42, crossing runway 1 left.
until then, bye-bye for now. Let's just see if we can see any of that traffic. There he is. So yeah, thanks very much guys. Take care. See you again soon.